So Marvel's newest Disney Plus show, Loki, recently dropped this week, and honestly, I was pretty impressed. I think it's the best pilot we've gotten so far from these new Marvel shows. Somehow the first episode was able to take the character development of the Falcon pilot and mystery of the WandaVision pilot and do them both while also having cool world building on top of that. Learning about the TVA was probably one of the coolest parts. The whole aesthetic and the little old school animation they showed was a really entertaining way of explaining what this organization is about. Honestly, it kind of reminded me of The Good Place in a way with all the quirky jokes. I don't know if anyone else thought of that during the Infinity Stones scene, but by far the greatest thing about this episode was the interplay between Loki and Owen Wilson's character Mobius. I originally thought that this show was using the 2012 version of Loki so that they could use the more villainous and underdeveloped version of himself, but right from the get-go, this episode deconstructs Loki's character in a way that we haven't seen before. That scene of Loki looking into the future MCU movies to see where he ended up was pretty emotional, and immediately got me more invested in his character than I was with the heroes of the other two shows. This is the kind of development I was expecting from like the 4th episode, but it was really cool to see this early on. Apparently this part was inspired by the scene in Toy Story 1 where Buzz Lightyear realizes that he's just a toy, and Toy Story being one of my favorite films of all time, it makes sense why I dug this scene so much. Along the same lines, the revelation of the villain of the story being another version of Loki from a different timeline was a really interesting choice. It's as if Loki has to fight the old version of himself he's learning to let go of. I like that this story already seems like it's being super focused on its lead, since I thought the other shows suffered from too many supporting characters and in general biting off a little more than they could chew. It was also a really good tease to not show us what this evil Loki looked like. While WandaVision was way more vague, I liked how they actually tell us who the villain is, as if to say that they have a bigger surprise waiting for us when we see what's under that cloak. It's a good enough clue to keep us interested, something that I think WandaVision didn't do so well in its pilot. I'm saying that because I noticed some of my own friends getting disinterested in WandaVision after not having enough to really keep them pulled in during those first 2 episodes. But yeah, overall, I think Loki episode 1 was really good in getting us invested in this story so that we know what to expect from later episodes. If you haven't already, be sure to check out my WandaVision series review, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like these. See ya!